What's up YouTube, this is Dragon and this is another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. So let's get to the battle at hand. Now for this team, the Pokemon that I'm fearing the most is either the Rotom or the Suicune. Not necessarily fearing the Breloom, because, well, the first Pokemon I'm going to send out is Staraptor. Yes, a new Pokemon, and my opponent sent out Suicune first. Now, this is not a reckless Staraptor because I wanted the Intimidate ability, because, you know, you fight a lot of Pokemon that have, you know, strong attacks and whatnot, and every time I send out this Pokemon, I will be able to intimidate my foe. So, being that this Pokemon is out right now, I'm going to use U-turn. And now I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn because... Okay, so that did... Rocky Helmet. Okay. So, yes. I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn because I want to be able to Elite Seed this Pokemon. And... let's see if my opponent decides to... Okay, so it's Ice Beam. So if my opponent decides to send out the Breloom as a means to counter, I'll still be able to, you know, have the Rocky Helmet and all that. So Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs, my opponent will be in for one hell of a battle. And on top of that, I also have the Gyro Ball. So, okay, cool. Most likely my opponent is going to go into the Breloom. Oh, the Blaziken. Okay, that also makes sense, and he avoids the Elite Seed. That is devastating, absolutely devastating. Because now, I'm going to have to go into my Slowbro, but I won't be getting any health back, and that is very unfortunate. So, I'm going to be able to completely wall this Pokemon, and good, so it Mega Evolves, which means that it's not going to be that much of a threat. It's not going to be, what do you call it? You know, Life Orb and anything like that. I think Life Orb Blaziken is more threatening than I think Life Orb Blaziken is more threatening than Mega Blaziken. And you know what? Maybe instead of just immediately Mega Evolving, I'm gonna just use Psyshock from here. Cause let's see, my opponent has that Pokemon, and I'm gonna go and actually I'm gonna go for the Scald. Let me see. Yes, I'm gonna go for the Scald. Scald is the best play, and let's see, will my opponent switch into the Suicune again? Okay, goes for the knockoff. Alright, so my opponent is deciding to stay in, so that's the thing. Alright, now seeing that my opponent is doing that, now I'm going to Mega Evolve and slack off to get some health back. Okay, now my opponent withdraws. Well, that's a bit unfortunate, at least ironically unfortunate. Oh, so it's the Breloom. Okay, that's my opponent's last Pokemon. So good. I made the good decision to use Slack Off right here. In any sense, Slack Off is a good decision nonetheless, because, you know, look, I have my health back. So now I'm pretty much in the clear. So I'm going to go to my Ferrothorn because I A, don't want to be put to sleep, or B, don't really want to suffer much physical damage. And Spore. Alright, so now you know what? Instead of me just immediately going into my Staraptor and Brave Birding him, I instead I'm going to just stay in Gyro Ball. Because he may be Focus Sashed, and I don't want my opponent to have that much of an advantage over me. So I'm going to go for the Gyro Ball here, And good, the Mach Punch. So it's Technician boosted Mach Punch. Alright, Iron Barbs. Rocky Helmet. And Gyro Ball. So that's not enough to kill. But let's see. Yeah, I'm still gonna need this Ferrothorn, so don't necessarily want it to go down just yet. This is a bit risky because it's slightly predictable. And you know, if my opponent, it's a low probability prediction, but my opponent still can, you know, go for an attack or go for the Spore. Okay, good, goes for the Mach Punch. And that right there is why I needed the Intimidate, right there. See, I would have just got double Mach Punched if that would have been, you know, the case in another situation. So let's see. I'm gonna go for the U-turn because my opponent would just bring out the Blaziken, the Mega Blaziken. So yes, U-turn would be a good play right here. And hopefully the Mach Punch doesn't crit, and it doesn't. Good, yes, Intimidate is much better than the Reckless. Reckless is good, but the reason why I feel Intimidate is better is because Staraptor is a very slow Pokemon. It's only 328 speed, which is exactly as fast as. Let's see. If I were my opponent, what would I do? Well, it's better. Yeah, it's better for me to go into Ferrothorn because if he does go into Suicune first, then I can just switch right back into Slowbro. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just as fast as Salamence Jolly, so, you know. And no, okay, fine. Well, it doesn't matter because I can just go right back into my Slowbro, and that's not a big deal. Alright, so, you know, I didn't want to be in a situation where my Slowbro was out, and then I would have had to have, you know, switch, you know, back into Ferrothorn, because that wouldn't have made any sense. So, of course, my main goal is to kill this Pokemon. Not very effective. Okay, definitely want to slack off here. And Superpower, that's not going to do anything whatsoever. Okay, Knockoff would have actually been a better play. And you know, it's interesting. I had no idea that Blaziken did not get close combat. That's something that's just like weird to me. Heck, I would prefer to use High Jump Kick as opposed to anything else. You know, I think High Jump Kick would just be better than Superpower. Yes, it's a 90% chance of hitting, and that means a 10% chance of missing, and then you pretty much killing yourself, but I feel that it's still a little bit better. So I'm gonna go for the Scald right now. And the Master's forfeited. Looks like my opponent wasn't able to take advantage of my team. Yes, that was a bit unfortunate for my opponent because, well, yeah, I mean, then I just had the, I also had Calm Mind, and I could have, actually, given that team, I don't think the Suicune had Toxic, and I would have been able to live. And if the Suicune did Toxic me, then I probably would have switched. And then I would have Elite Seeded him, and I don't know. But I'm just glad that things went the way that it did, so yeah, it turned out pretty good. Well, that was a pretty interesting battle, and I got to show off a new Pokemon. And, wait, you know what? I want to use Staraptor a little bit more, you know, because Staraptor is a really cool Pokemon. Super powerful. It's even more powerful than Crobat, but it's slow. That's the only drawback. You know, if Staraptor had at least like maybe 351 speed, like 355, or like 354, 355. Like I think Infernape is like 354 or something like that, and that's like really good because you can still. I mean, it's not. I mean, when I say it's really good, it's not necessarily fast enough to really just like rush through the metagame, you know. So it's still like. Give it a choice band and you'd be good to go, but it has its drawbacks because you just can't use that Pokemon viably in like OU. Like it's kind of borderline because it's really powerful for underused, and it's kind of like too powerful for underused, so they put that Pokemon in the borderline, so it's like it really just has no place to go, man. Like, Staraptor is such a good Pokemon, but then isn't. Actually, you know what? Is Staraptor UU? I don't know. You know, if Staraptor is underused, I will use Staraptor in underuse. Oh my god. Staraptor is such a beast. Well, with that, I will see you guys in the next video, and I'm glad that you enjoyed these battles. Well, see you later.